Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about why I don't think big muscles necessarily makes you into a man. And by a man, I mean a respectable, brave man. And that's really the trait I think is the most important for becoming a useful man in society is bravery. So it's standing up for what you believe is true. Facing whatever you're scared of, your fears, right? What's actually important in a guy, what I value anyway, and what I want to cultivate myself is like the inner core values. And muscle or any other superficial value like money, these things are something that's always like elevated to a high position. But I only think these things are bonuses. They're like tools, right? So money, muscle, all this stuff sort of makes you more what you are in a way. So yes, muscle does represent strength and masculinity and so on and so forth, which is great, but it isn't anything in and of itself, I don't think. Only if you deploy it in the right direction, if you understand. So you can be a big and strong coward and just run away from everything and not stand up for what you believe in, not stand up for the weak, etc., etc., etc. And I mean, what a man is, I suppose, is very determined by whichever society you live in. But pretty much across the board, any society throughout history, really, bravery has always been the most valued trait in a man. And if you were not brave, if you were in the army or something, you just got executed. Like the worst thing you could be was a coward. And that still applies today. And why is that exactly? And it's probably because a coward is useless. And the opposite of a coward, so someone who's brave, like I suppose a hero, is the most useful man in a society. Is the man who's actually going to, drive society forward into a better situation, whereas the coward is going to do the opposite. If everyone were cowards, society would crumble and fall. That's the guy who sleeps with women behind his friend's back, the guy who doesn't stand up to the tyrant, who's a liar. And you can be as big and as strong as you like being this person. It's not great. So that's why I think that muscle by itself doesn't really matter as much as people make it out. Like, you have to deploy it in the right direction, and the inner core values far outdo stuff like muscle, money, etc. in importance in life, I think. So you can be as broke as fuck, you could be skinny as fuck, but if you're brave and like you have that core, that personality, the rest of the stuff doesn't matter. Like, it just matters far more, like your soul, I suppose, than the rest of it. And I suppose the reason I think this way is because of the culture I've been brought up in. I've been brought up in a fundamentally Christian culture. I mean, that's really the foundation of like Western morality. But again, I don't think it matters where you are in the world. Some cut off Amazonian tribe, the men are supposed to be brave. It doesn't matter where you are. This is true. It's like a biological fact. And again, it's because brave men are the most useful men in society. And cowardly men are the opposite. They're the least useful you can be, I suppose.